So there are a bunch of features inside of Gemini that Google hasn't really told anyone about. And some of these are so useful that once you see them, you're going to wonder how you ever use Gemini without them. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 incredible Gemini features that are hidden in plain sight. So first, if you are ever creating images using Gemini or editing images using Gemini, make sure that over here on the right, you select at least thinking or higher. That is going to activate Nano Banana Pro, which is a much better image generation tool. So that's your first tip. However, let's say you forget and you leave it on fast. Here you can see it is now loading the basic Nano Banana, and then this is the result. I don't like that. I wanted to use Pro. Instead of starting a new chat, all you have to do is click on these 3 dots right here and click Redo with Pro. So that's your second tip. And now you can see it is loading Nano Banana Pro, and then here is the new result. And my third tip for you is if you ever regenerate an image, you can always go back to the previous version by clicking right here. So there's no harm in regenerating. You're not going to lose the original images. Every once in a while, Google releases a new feature to Gemini that are only available to certain people who opt in using something called Google Labs. For instance, right here under Tools, you can see I have an experimental feature under Labs called Personal Intelligence. Now, opting into Labs is something anyone can do. All you have to do is come to labs.google.com. Most people, though, don't know about this. And what you want to do is you want to scroll through here and find any of these new lab experiments that sound interesting to you. And scrolling down here, you will often see ones for Gemini or Gemini services inside of other Google products. But a bonus tip is you want to come down to this section right here called Discover More on Google Labs, and go ahead and click Visit here, because that shows you even more experiments that are going on that you can take a look at. One of my favorites is this one right here called CC. CC is an experimental AI productivity agent in Gmail that actually sends you a morning brief telling you what your day looks like ahead. It looks at your emails, it looks at your calendar, and puts together a report for you. But this only works by actually clicking through and opting into them. So play around here, find some labs that interest you, and you'll get early access to new features that other people don't even know exist yet. Here I'm inside a chat, and scrolling up, you can see I had to create a bunch of images for me, infographics, we have a report up here. And if you continue this chat longer and longer, all these different assets can start to feel like they're getting lost. If I want to re-access my research, I have to scroll all the way back up to the top. But if you know the secret button and where it is, you no longer have to do that. At any point, you can click on these 3 dots on the top right and click on Files in this chat. That will then show you everything that has been created by Gemini for you inside the chat. We see the image, we see the infographic, and we see the report as well. So all I have to do is open this up, click right here, and it brings me right to the report. Let's talk about Canvas. This is a feature that I think is way underutilized. You can turn this on by clicking on Tools and click on Canvas. And this creates an interactive environment that is separate from the chat. Why this is important is because having this distinction allows you to continue having a chat with Gemini on the left while reviewing all the changes that are happening on the right. So for instance, in this example, I had to put together a blog post for me. We can see the blog post over here on the right. If I want to make changes, I can tell Gemini what changes I want it to make. And instead of having to scroll up and down to see the old version and the new version, everything is just changed over here on the right. In addition to that, I can make any changes in here that I want. So it is collaborative. We are working together on this. And then from here, you can turn this into a web page, an infographic, a quiz, flashcards, or even audio overview. And because they added this new feature right here that allows you to take this information and turn it into your own app, it has opened up so many possibilities. I'm going to be making an entire video soon on how to use Canvas and all the incredible things that you can do with it. So if you don't want to miss out on that, definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel. This next one honestly blew my mind the first time I figured out that this was possible. Most people are familiar with gems inside of Gemini. You can access these by clicking on the left here where it says gems, scrolling down and clicking new gem. There's a couple of different ways that you can use these, but primarily it's a way to save a custom set of instructions and a custom set of knowledge base that will then be used every time you chat inside of this gem. But the problem is the information you put in here, particularly inside the knowledge base, can get very static. If you want to change it, you have to remove it and then add a new knowledge source. But a really awesome tip is that you can put all the information that you want the gem to pull from into a Google Doc, like this one right here that I've labeled SOP. Then coming into the gem, click on the Add Files, click on Add from Drive. I then selected my SOP. And now, as life goes on and our SOP changes, anyone in my business can come in here, they can make changes, they can add to the knowledge base, and it will dynamically update inside of gems automatically. So no longer is this static. This can be part of your ecosystem, and this can be a living, breathing document that changes the way the gem works. And I have one bonus tip for you as well. You may have noticed throughout this video that over here on the left, I have these folders where I've organized a bunch of my chats. Now, this is not a native feature inside of Gemini. Maybe it will come in the future, but for right now, Gemini does not have folders. So I fixed that. I created a Chrome extension called Gemini Architect. You can find it at the link in the description down below. Once you add it, you'll be able to add new folders and drag your chats in them to be organized. And I've made this completely free. If you have any issues with it, go ahead and open up the Chrome extension, click on support, and let me know. It's currently sort of in beta, so I'm trying to work out all the bugs with it. And if you're feeling generous, you can leave me a tip, but it's not necessary at all. So those are 7 Gemini features that are hiding right under your nose. And the crazy thing is, Google's adding new stuff like this all the time. So there's a good chance there are even more hidden features that I haven't found yet. Now, if you want to see what else Gemini can do, I put together an entire course going over everything I know about Gemini. You can find that right here. So click on this video. I made it available for free on YouTube, and I'll see you over there in just 1 second. Bye for now.